DC20 Sports proudly presents Washington Capitals Playoff Hockey. The road to the Stanley Cup. Tonight's game is sponsored in part by Trustworthy Hardware, the Problem Solvers, your local Volkswagen dealer, where you'll find Farfignugan. It's what makes a car a Volkswagen. C&P Telephone Yellow Pages. No other book can match it. C&P Telephone, a Bell Atlantic company. Budweiser, Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. Giant Food. We care about quality and value. We care about you. And by Herb Gordon Auto World, one of the wonders of the world.
Tonight, live from Madison Square Garden in New York, it's the Stanley Cup playoffs on WDCA TV 20. This evening, the Washington Capitals and the New York Rangers in Game 2 of the Patrick Division Final Round. Good evening, everybody. Mike Forens, your play-by-play host, along with Al Koken. The Capitals this evening trying to fight back and gain a victory, which would leave them 1-1 in this series. That's their only thought right now, is to go back to Washington having won at least one of these two games.
Well, they had to come up here, they felt, and get a split, much in the same fashion they did against New Jersey, but they have really got to tighten up defensively. They can't allow a blowout type of game, and I think really right now the key is specialty teams. The Rangers dominated the other night on the specialty teams, those power play goals and the one shorthanded tally. Caps at least have got to answer back a little bit with a power play goal or two if they can't totally shut down the Ranger attack.
The Rangers went 3 for 6 the other night on the power play, plus that shorthanded goal. The Caps were 0 for 3 with the man advantage. Now let's check in with Jeff Rimmer, who's standing by downstairs with Capitals coach Terry Murray.
Thanks, Mike. And Terry, first of all, a look back on Game 1. Your thoughts, and really, were you pleased with the effort?
I was pleased with the effort, Jeff. The work ethic was there. It just wasn't real smart work at times. We ended up giving a lot of odd man rushes, 3-on-2s, 2-on-1s, where our third man just didn't read very well in the offensive zone, where, you know, they start counterattacking on us. We were still gambling and going down looking for the steal. So we have to play smarter out there. But as far as the work ethic and coming back and making it a 4-3 game, I couldn't have asked for any better effort than that.
What about changes for tonight's game, Game 2 here at Madison Square?
Well, changes that I'm going to put in the lineup here tonight is Nick Kyprios on the left side on the fourth line with Berglund and May, Jeff. He's just come up from Baltimore. He's playing very well down there, and I'm looking for some contact from some enthusiasm, some energy there from a fourth line that maybe can create something. Other changes, I'm putting Don Beaupre in goal tonight. It's looking for good things to happen there. He's going to have to play well the way the New York Rangers are coming at us right now. And the other change I'm making is putting John Druce up in the right wing with Hunter and Cordnell, Jeff. He's been playing real well at the end of the season and certainly in the playoffs, so I just want to take full advantage of it.
What about the specialty teams? We saw their importance in Game 1. What kind of changes and adjustments will the Capitals make tonight?
Well, the one change that we have to make, and we've been talking about it a long time on the power play, Jeff, is just to shoot the puck and get it to the net. And that's not something that's any surprise. That's old-time hockey, and the New York Rangers are effective because of that right now in their power play. They just get it back to 2 or 3 other guys on the point and getting it through where they have some traffic and making it very difficult for the goaltender to see the puck. And that's something that I've been talking about, and hopefully we can start doing it more consistently. The other area certainly is our penalty killing. We have to be better in our penalty killing. We did a good job early in the game. And again, it's their point men that are very effective for them, so we've got to be more aggressive to them taking the shot away.
Good luck here tonight in New York.
Thank you, Jeff.
Caps coach Terry Murray back upstairs to Mike Forens.
Okay, Jeff, thanks very much. You know, Dino Ciccarelli had 5 shots on goal in Game 1, but was held off the score sheet. No goals or assists for the Capitals man who did so well during the first round of this playoffs. Seems to be a new man with a hot stick now in this series, and Game 1 proved to be a 4-point evening for Bernie Nichols.
Well, he's a big man on their power play, but he got a couple big goals at even strength. Bernie Nichols coming up with a hat trick the other night, and 2 of those goals at even strength, 1 on the power play. He's terrific around the net. He's got a big hard shot, but they were freeing Bernie Nichols for those tip-ins and rebounds, and that is one thing the Capital defensemen have really got to concentrate. Mike Lute was making some saves, and those rebounds were coming out, and the Capitals were not gobbling them up. It was the Rangers, and particularly guys like Nichols and Ogrodnik.
Terry Murray highlighting a couple of Capitals players, one of whom is new to the lineup, certainly in the playoffs this year. How about that change?
Well, you know, you got Nick Kiprios coming up, and Terry Murray looking for some aggressiveness. One of the things I thought Kiprios did very well when he was playing for the Capitals early in the year was driving to the front of the net. And you've got to say the same thing about John Druce. He is having a tremendous series right now. He's using his speed, but he's finishing off plays. The guy's got some tremendous skills, and with that speed, that move up there with Hunter and Courtnall, it gives Dale Hunter two speedy wingers to work with, and I know the Capitals are going to see if they can put a little more pressure on the Ranger defense with that speed.
We'll be back with tonight's opening face-off right after this.
We make these faces when we're making love.
This week, Arsenio's going to put a smile on your face with some big laughs.
But don't try these jokes at home.
And some really great guests.
I know why you came now.
Look for Natalie Cole, Randy Travis, Jane Seymour, and to kick it all off, Nancy Wilson, Ed Asner, and the lovely Christian Alfonso.
Oh, yes.
The next Arsenio Hall Show.
Monday at 11 on WDCA TV.
You could win one of 1,990 prizes in Trustworthy's No Problem Sweepstakes. Register and save during our biggest Spring Problem Solver sale ever. Keep your lawn and garden equipment sharp with fast-cutting Nicholson files. Cut the effort of cutting metal and other materials by half with Wisp Metal Master snips. For a moving experience, get 2-inch dual-wheel furniture casters from Faultless.
We're the problem solvers.
If you're looking for a sporty family sedan, you could spend $11,450 for a Nissan Stanza XE or $11,588 for a Toyota Camry. But for only $10,295, you could get a German-engineered Volkswagen Jetta with front-wheel drive, fuel-injected engine, and something the other cars can't provide, a satisfying driving experience called Fahrvergnügen. It's what makes a car a Volkswagen.
Right now, financing with no down payment on 1990 Volkswagen. See dealer for details.
Eastern's Anywhere Fares. Fares to take you anywhere we fly in the USA for only $89 to $223 to cities like Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, Orlando, Los Angeles, Boston, New Orleans. Anywhere in the USA, only $89 to $223. Now through June 27th, only on Eastern. Fares that will make you fly.
This is the book that got Bubba cooked. This is the man who read an ad that ran in the book that got Bubba cooked. This is the store that sold to the man who read an ad that ran in the book that got Bubba cooked. This is the lake next to the store with an ad in the book that got Bubba cooked. And this is Bubba. The genuine C&P telephone yellow pages. No other book can catch it. A Bell Atlantic Company.
Through the night, and a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome back to a jam-packed Madison Square Garden for Game 2. Don Beaupre gets the call and goal for Washington. 3 victories and 1 loss in 4 outings in the playoffs so far, and a 2.47 goals against average. With no shutouts, Mike Liu tonight will be his backup. The Rangers will go with John Van Beesbrook. 2-1 in 3 games. 8 goals against, a 2.39 average. No shutouts, and Mike Richter is the backup once again this evening for the Rangers. Here's a look at tonight's referee, Dan Mariuelli. The linesmen are Ray Scapanello and Ron Asseltine. The alternate official is Paul Dvorsky, and the off-ice officials are from Montreal. Here we go with Game 2. Dino Ciccarelli brings the draw back to Scott Stevens, and it's played off the boards all the way down the ice, and now on inside the New York zone. A hit in the corner. The puck comes loose. Back to the point. Here's Bob Rouse, a drive, a rebound, and Cicerelli knocked down at the side of the net. The Rangers come back on the attack. Up to center ice is Jan Eriksson. Throws it to the blue line of Washington. It's played ahead on the right wing, and Cicerelli fires wide of the goal. Now Moeller's hit inside the zone. The puck played to center, and Courtnall throws it back to his own line. Skating ahead on the left wing, Dino Cicerelli. Right side, Bob Rouse. His shot blocked. It's taken by Ridley. Into the corner for Courtnall. Courtnall chases it back to the blue line. Throws it into the corner. And here's Cicerelli off the side of the net. Ridley reaches for it. The Caps running around in the Ranger zone. And New York comes back on the attack. Poke check at the blue line by Bob Rouse. Big play there. And it's cleared all the way back to the New York line. Lindy Rupp. Right side for James Patrick. He dumps it into the Capital zone. Gartner speeds after it. There's no icing call in the play as Gartner got there first. Now the puck centered. Beaupre clears it. Bernie Nichols fires. That's blocked by Langway. Another shot. Langway blocks it again. And Bob Rouse backhands it all the way down the ice into the Ranger zone. And this will be icing as James Patrick goes back to get it. And the Rangers are all over the Washington Capitals.
Yeah, good flurries, though, by both teams, really, to start the game, Mike. And remember, in Game 1, the Capitals outshot the Rangers 15-8 in the first period, but trailed 1-0 at the end of one. Some physical work by the Capitals as Jeff Courtnall comes out to play left wing instead of Kelly Miller out there with Ridley and Cicerelli. There's the battle going on between Turcotte and Scott Stevens. A little jamming up there. But early in that game on the other night in Game 1, I thought the Capitals had some good chances to get some extra opportunities at John Van Beesbroek. And a shot from behind there by Dino Cicerelli that was not called by Dan Maruelli, as Van Beesbroek was yielding some long rebounds, and he left one out there that Dino Cicerelli couldn't gobble up.
Moeller took a dive on that play. Now here's a walk-in from in front and a save made by Beaupre. Now it's turned around and a shot goes just wide of the Washington net. Now we have a penalty call coming up against the Capitals. And the Rangers will have the chance to put their power play to work. This is a 2-minute minor for hooking against Michael Pavanka.
Nothing beats it. Nothing beats it. The one and only. Nothing beats it. The clean, the crisp, the cold. The king of beers. Nothing beats the bud. Nothing beats the king of beers. Nothing beats the Budweiser. Nothing beats the Bud.
Well, one of the ways you got to stop the New York power play is not give them any opportunities. And here the Capitals give the Rangers an opportunity early with that Michael Pavanka hook. Comes at 1:42. The other night, of course, the Rangers 3 for 6, had 15 shots on the power play. They totaled 38 for the game. So the New York Ranger power play, a major factor in their Game 1 victory.
Now I think the Rangers realize that the power play probably holds the key. I think they're going to be taking every dive and every jump they can to try and gain an advantage.
Ironic, that's the way Roger Nielsen felt the Capitals will be playing the game, saying that they dive all the time, particularly Courtnall and Cicerelli.
Here's Kissio in the corner with the puck now for New York. Has it taken away by Stevens. It's played up the boards. Miller stopped by Ogrodnik. Ogrodnik back to the point. Kept in by James Patrick, but poked out of the zone now by Miller to center ice. No score. We're just underway with the game. Power play hockey already for the New York Rangers. Pavanka in the penalty box with a hooking call at 1:42. Here's a wrist shot stopped by Beaupre, and he drops to his left and covers up the stop play. Rouse and Kissio start to push and shove to the left of the Capital net.
If you watch Game 1, you saw Kelly Kissio leave late in the game with a knee problem. He says it was a bruised knee, that it was a lot more painful at that time than it is now. He gets in there and that shot hits the skate, changes direction just a little bit. Don Beaupre covers up on it. But one of the things the Capitals have to do in killing off this Ranger power play, and they make it so difficult for you, pay a little more attention to the points. I thought one of the keys to the game the other night, not only on the power play, but at even strength as well, was the ability of the New York Ranger point men not only to get the shots away, but they made them good shots, low to the ice, and put them right on goal to either force some sort of rebound or deflection, which was the case on 4 of their goals that night.
Here's James Patrick, a cannon from the point. Beaupre has it. Some players pushed around and jostled in the aftermath, but no calls coming so far. Beaupre has stopped the puck on that hard drive from the right point from James Patrick.
And of course, if you put pressure on the points, it's asking your defenseman to be very tough with the three players that remain. And Rod Langway certainly does the job as he sends John Ogrodnik flying.
Beaupre had good vision on that shot. James Patrick has 2 power play goals already in this series. Or in the playoffs, I should say, so far, including the Islanders series. Both his goals scored came with the extra man advantage. Here's Turcotte to dump it back inside the Washington zone, and Druce tries to work it free. Ogrodnik sets up again. Back to the point. Mullet to Ogrodnik. He fires, and Beaupre again sees it all the way and makes the stop.
Right now, the Capitals are keeping the Rangers out at the perimeter and allowing Don Beaupre to see those drives that have come in so far. 49 seconds remaining in the New York Ranger power play with Pavanka in the box for Hooker.
Bernie Nichols with a 4-point evening in Game 1. Coming up with a hat trick plus an assist. And he's out there now with Mike Gartner, who shoots right, playing on the left wing. Over on the right side is Kerry Wilson. All right-handed shots on this forward line. The draw goes to the backboard. Here's Hatcher to play it out of the zone, and it comes all the way back inside the Ranger end. Jeff Lundberg stops behind the goal and now turns to start out. 30 seconds to go in the New York power play. Right wing side, here's Moeller across to Gartner. Flipped into the corner. Now the puck centered, and Kerry Wilson backs it up, and it's cleared to the point, but not out. In the corner, a tie-up. Kevin Hatcher hangs on, and now the puck cleared by Hatcher. Carries all the way to his own line and flips it to length of the ice. Only 5 seconds left to go now in the Pavanka penalty. Wilson tips it all the way back into the Washington zone. The penalty's over. And it's icing here against the Rangers, and the Capitals are back at full strength.
Well, that's a big early penalty kill for the Washington Capitals. New York had 3 shots on that power play, but all of the shots were the kind that Don Beaupre could see and handle, and he did not allow them any deep rebounds. Roger Nielsen's team has been sensational on the power play in the postseason. It's just been amazing. They're 13 for 37. But they are actually 13 for their last 30. If you break down one of the games they didn't score any power play goals on, and that is a 43.3% with the extra man.
Sheehy playing on the right point for the Capitals. Over on the left side is Scott Stevens. Cicerelli is out on the ice now with Courtnall and Hunter. But here come the Rangers on the attack. Paul Broughton throws it back inside the Washington zone, and now here's Scott Stevens. Outside the line. Dump back into the Capital zone, and Sheehy turns. Sends it rink wide for Stevens. Out of Dale Hunter. Here comes Hunter to center ice. Taps at full strength as Hunter brings across the blue line. Carries to the corner. Rochefort ties him up. Now it's thrown behind the net. Patrick has loads of time to start out. We've got a scrum going in the corner now as Dale Hunter has dropped the gloves and is uncorking some big right hands in there on his opponent, and I think that's Rochefort, who was all tied up with Dale Hunter, and Hunter had the gloves off and was wailing away with a roundhouse right hands on Rochefort. More penalty calls coming. No score here in the first period.
Advantage Jeep vehicles. Others copy, none compare. Advantage Eagle. New looks in performing art. Advantage Savings. Guaranteed cash back on Jeep Cherokees. New Eagle Premieres. Hot new Eagle Challenges. And Jeep Wranglers. During the Guaranteed Advantage Sell-a-thon, the only advantage you don't have is time.
See your National Capital Area Jeep and Eagle dealer, where you can expect the best.
2 former teammates, Dale Hunter and Norman Rochefort, get the first fighting majors we've had so far in this series. The penalties come at 4:17. 2 guys who play the game very physical, play it very tough. Rochefort taking Hunter out into the boards with a clean check. And then when the sticks get up, the gloves come off, the fighting majors. send them both to the penalty box.
Cicerelli's out there now on the right. Mike Ridley at center, and Kelly Miller on the left wing, with Sheehy and Stevens back on the blue line. No score, 15:43 to play, first period. Puck comes out of the zone and is stick handled across the line by Stevens, trying to get around Broughton. Offside Washington.
Well, this Paul Broughton had a very strong game the other night. He's out there on that checking line with Mark Janssens and the big checker, Jan Eriksson. Eriksson continues to shadow Dino Cicerelli. But the other key is you got to keep the rest of the guys away, and I thought Paul Broughton did a pretty nice job of it the other night. With that big matchup, Eriksson and Cicerelli, Dino did get 5 shots on goal the other night, but none of them went in.
Here's a long drive, and Beaupre stops that. Puts it behind the net for Calle Johansson. Johansson stick handles it out. Right side now for Bob Rouse. Rouse ahead to Miller across the blue line. Looking for Ridley. Fires, and it goes wide of the net. Dug out of the corner, and up the boards to Johansson. Here's Johansson walking in. His wrist shot knocked down and played by Patrick out of the zone to center. Rouse is back to take it. Bob Rouse off the boards. Eriksson from Greshner. A bouncing shot in on net, and the save made by Beaupre. Here's Brian Mullen. Again back into the Washington zone. Beaupre swats it back to center ice. Cicerelli is hit. Crowd like that. Now across the line comes Ridley. Mike Ridley skating in. Nick Kyprios into the corner after. Kyprios out there, up from Baltimore in the American Hockey League. And back come the Rangers on the attack. Brian Mullen in across the line. Langway tries to take him out. A backhander, and stopped by Beaupre in the goal. Now cleared up the right wing board. Berglund up ahead to Hatcher. Hatcher walking in to Berglund, but the play has been called back. Offside at the New York blue line with 14:25 to go here in the first period. New York has outshot Washington 8-1.
Terry Murray on the left, Rob Laird, the assistant coach, on the right. They want to see some production out of this fourth line with May, Kyprios, and Berglund. I thought Tim Berglund had a very good game in the physical department. He was throwing more checks than I think any other Capital forward, and most of them, Mike, were devastating checks, really blasting people. He was the one guy driving to the front of the net. Remember the altercation he had with John Van Beesbrook? Well, he got an interference call, and Van Beesbrook got a slashing and roughing penalty, something the Capitals did not do enough of in Game 1. That was drive the front of the net, screen and distract John Van Beesbrook.
Scoreless first period. Alan May steals, tries to center, and hits a stick right in front and goes to the corner. Now the puck lifted out of the zone back to center ice, and Langway puts it down and sends it over to Kevin Hatcher. Hatcher carries ahead to center ice. Tries to stick handle his way, sends it over now to Langway, and he dumps it inside the Ranger zone. Played up the left wing boards. Alan May keeps it in front. Berglund, a backhand shot. That went just wide. Now May with the puck again. To Hatcher, a drive. Stopped by Van Beesbrook. Chris King has the puck for the Rangers. He starts out. Leads it over to Lindy Ruff. Ruff right back now to Bloomberg up to the blue line. And in across the zone, here comes Kerry Wilson. Lofts it to the side of the Capitals net. Beaupre brings it back for Kevin Hatcher. Up the left wing boards. Capitals changing the lines on the fly. Puck cleared in by Bob Joyce. And behind the goal, here comes a play off the left wing boards to the point. Kept in by Pavanka. Now to Joyce. He's hit right in front of the goal. And the puck cleared all the way back into the Washington zone. A race for it. Scott Stevens gets there first. Out skating Gartner. Now it comes to Rouse. Right wing side to Joyce. 3-on-2. Here's a pass to Leach. And his shot goes right off the stick of Moeller and up off the glass. Caps with some pressure on now in the Ranger zone. Some hits in the corner. Pavanka tries to dig it loose. Played back to center. Now Rouse is back to get it for Washington. Up the left wing boards. Michael Pavanka to the blue line. Dumps it in. Leach on the right wing. Fires wide of the goal. It bounces off the corner boards and is played back to the point. Kept in. Here's Stevens to drive, and that's knocked down. And the puck is smothered, and play is called with 12:30 to go in the first period. No score between the Capitals and the Rangers.
Welcome to Lumina Sedan. It has been designed with care for you and yours. With rear doors that open wide, plenty of room for the family to enjoy. And even Scotchgard fabric protector comes standard. The family luminous sedan. When it comes to new ideas, nobody's winning like.
The Caps have put 3 shots on John Van Beesbroek so far, but they've had other good scoring opportunities, Mike, that they have sent shots wide of the net. They're playing a pretty strong physical game, and they really are driving the net. They're forcing a few more turnovers. There's that chance that Berglund had right in front, and he didn't get that on net. That's the type of scoring play the Capitals have been getting, but they don't have the totals on the shot chart to show it.
At the point, here's Johansson, a drive, a stick save, rebound shot, and a goal! The Caps score first in this game. Off a rebound as Van Beesbroek made the initial save, but it was picked up and lifted into the net. Mike Ridley gives Washington a 1-0 lead.
Well, you talk about the Capital point men getting their shots on goal. Calle Johansson does it, and Mike Ridley scores from a very tough angle. I think this guy is going to be a very key player in this entire series. You can talk all you want about how great Dino has been playing, but the Caps need a pickup from other people, and Mike Ridley has played well over the years against these New York Rangers. And I tell you, it's going to be a big series, I think, for Mike Ridley, and that has got to help his confidence. The Capitals in the New Jersey series, when they scored first, they won every game. The other night, they fell behind early and lost. Let's see if that first goal magic continues for Washington.
Hatcher and Johansson assisting on Ridley's second goal of the playoffs at 7:36. Mike Ridley was tied with Dino Ciccarelli for the scoring lead against the Rangers during the regular season. Each player has 5 goals and 4 assists for 9 points. Here come the Caps back on the attack. Across the line is Miller, drop pass. And Johansson a long shot. Now Ciccarelli running to the goalpost. There's going to be a penalty here against New York. Ciccarelli gets belted to the ice again. And let's see if any additional time comes from referee Dan Maruelli against the Ranger, Moeller, who was guilty there.
I think he's going to put Ciccarelli in the box as well. We'll see when we come back.
She's all ours. Nice place. How about some customers?
Ladies' night.
Great place, guys. Who did your decorating?
Well, just a single penalty. Randy Moeller is going to get the call. So the Capitals will have their first power play of the night. Mike Burks of Vienna, Virginia, is our first Circuit City power play contestant. He has chosen Mike Ridley as the Caps player to score in this power play if Ridley scores like he did right here. And Mike, you receive a video or stereo unit courtesy of Circuit City. Good angle to see it. Calle Johansson putting a hard shot on the blocker pad save from John Van Beesbroek. But there to gobble it up was Mike Ridley. And he'll work on the power play for Mike Burks of Vienna, Virginia.
Here's James Patrick to try and clear it out. Sends it all the way down the ice back into the Washington zone. Well, the Rangers have not given up any power play goals against here in this building in the last 17 times short in the playoffs. 86% for the playoffs all told, killing off 25 of 29. They were successful all 3 occasions in Game 1. Bob Joyce awaits a pass from the corner. Here's Stevens firing, and a save, a rebound shot, and a goal! The Caps go in front 2-0, scoring on a power play just 37 seconds into the Moeller penalty.
And this is a carbon copy of what so many of the New York Ranger goals were like. Good, hard, quick shot on goal from the point, and somebody there to gobble up the rebound. In this case, it's John Drews. Now watch Court now. He'll get it back to the point, and Scott Stevens just puts a perfect shot on. Right along the ice, that rebound comes out because there's traffic in front, and there is John Drews to gobble it up. That's just the same way that John O'Grodnik scored the other night for the New York Rangers. Big power play goal to get the Capitals up 2-0. And John Druce's outstanding play in this series continues. And that's why he's earned some power play time, and that's why he is out there for that key Capital goal.
Time of the goal, 8:59. Druce's 5th of the playoff so far. And Stevens and Courtnall should get assists on that play. So Courtnall and Stevens get the assists on the power play goal by Druce. And that's Druce's 2nd power play goal of the playoffs. Now here's Steve Leach trying to center. Cleared in behind the goal and over to the corner again. And the Caps keep the pressure on even though the Rangers are back at full strength. Leach is hit. Now Joyce bumps. Wraparound attempt, and Van Beesbrook has to smother that. The Capitals have already dented Van Beesbrook twice. And we're just halfway through tonight's first period.
Well, the Caps and the Rangers come back for games 3 and 4 of this series at the Capitol Center. And if you'd like to guarantee yourself the best seats available for not only those games, but for the rest of the Capitol home playoff games, the way to do it is to put down a deposit on a season ticket or partial plan for next year. If you'd like more information, Cap sales reps will be standing by at the office all throughout tonight's hockey game. They'll answer your questions at 386-7080. That's 386-7080. And phone charge operators on duty until 11 at 432-0200 for tickets for games 3 and 4, which will be Monday and Wednesday in Washington.
Play underway inside the Ranger zone, and here's Alan May bumping along the sideboards. He gets all tied up, drops the glove, and Alan May uncorking the right hand again and again. May gets in 3 or 4 good right-hand punches there on his opponent before the linesmen get in and try to pull them apart. And the only reason the linesmen came in is because of how one-sided it was there between May and Troy Millette.
Well, I don't know if Alan May is going to get an instigator penalty, and it remains to be seen if the Rangers do anything with that extra penalty. But, you know, when you have a team that was really going at the Capitals the other night in a very physical fashion, the Capitals want to try and answer back themselves. And Alan May is the guy to do some of that physical answering. It may be worth it at this point with a 2-0 lead to take an instigator call if you really start to establish some dominance. Troy Millette now heading to the Ranger dressing room, I think for some medical repairs. Certainly seemed like Alan May had the gloves off first. Troy Millette really never knew what was coming, as Alan May uncorked about 4 or 5 right hands in on him before Millette could cover up. Millette has been cut and hurt. I would think Alan May is going to get an instigator penalty in this, Mike, but with a 2-0 lead, let's see. Maybe
like
worth
the
it.
First and last punches that May threw, Al, were the ones that might have done the damage there. They were some real haymakers.
Is this right? A 5-minute major alone? No, a 2-minute minor penalty to Millette. That's very, very fascinating. Now I don't think, the way Dan Morelli sees this really could hurt the Washington Capitals. A 5-minute major for fighting to Alan May and a 2-minute roughing call to Millette. So the Rangers will have a 3-minute major power play to work with. And that could completely change the complexion of this game.
Well, it shows you how one-sided it was, but it was clear as well, Al. Millette's roughing call was the reason that May didn't get any instigator. Millette started the fight by the roughing action that he took. May took him up on it, and Millette never got a punch in. So the Caps are going to have to face 3 minutes of Ranger power play time. Once Millette gets released from the box, and of course somebody else will have to serve that penalty call, and it's going to be John Ogrodnik who will be in the box in place of Troy Millette, who's gone off to get sewn up.
Well, now we've got some 4-on-4 hockey for the next 2 minutes. That is a dangerous spot for the New York Rangers, so this is a key time in this hockey game for the Capitals. They've played so well, own the 2-0 lead, but with this New York Ranger power play just 2 minutes away and a chance for them to score as many goals as they can without a Capital coming out of the box, this is going to be an interesting time for the Washington Capitals.
Here's James Patrick from the draw, brings it over to Rochefort. Normand Rochefort up ahead to center ice for Kissio. The Ranger captain gets across the blue line and now is challenged by Langway. Patrick into the corner, run off the play by Hatcher. The puck steered up the boards, and Courtnall starts back. Still 4-on-4. Right side pass into the skates of Hatcher. He chases to the corner. Hatcher jammed up on the play. Courtnall works it loose. Right to Hatcher. Taken away now by Brian Mullen. Mullen comes back to Kissio. He's across the line. Back to Mullen. Sanders in and scores! What could have been a centering pass goes all the way to the net and in. Past Beaupre. And the Rangers are on the board. It's 2-1.
The Capitals had a 3-on-2 going the other way, but a pass from Jeff Courtnall didn't hit Hatcher on the stick. It got him in the skates, and that kind of nullified things. And the Rangers then were able to reverse it. It's Langway and Hunter back. And obviously right there, Kissio never got it, but it just goes right into the net on that centering pass. This is what that 4-on-4 situation does when you've got good, quick skaters.
I think it might have gone off his knee, Al.
Yeah, I think maybe it does kiss it off Kissio's knee when you see it from that angle. So Beaupre expecting that pass to come in much farther over to the stick side, and it kisses off Kissio's knee. And this is before the Rangers even get a power play. That's 4-on-4 hockey, and they've changed the complexion of this game now.
Kissio gets credit for the goal, his second of the playoffs. Spot shot wide of the Washington net. And Pavanka tries to move it out of there. Now it's dropped back. Time of the goal, 10:29. And it's cleared all the way back inside the Rangers zone. This will be icing as Rochefort picks it up. The faceoff comes back to the Capital zone. Brian Mullen and James Patrick get the assists on the Kissio scoring play. But in the second period, Montreal and Boston are tied up 3-3. Patrick Waugh against Andy Moog. McPhee, Richer, and Corson have scored for the Canadiens. Kropp, Neely, and Carter for the Boston Bruins. They're tied up 3-3 at the Boston Garden. Right here, it's a 2-1 Washington Capital lead. We've got major power play time coming up in the amount of 3 minutes. As soon as Ogrodnik gets out of the box from serving the Millette penalty. Puck cleared back to the Ranger line. Here is Erickson. Erickson works to the blue line of Washington. Carries in on the left wing side. He's challenged there, and a centering pass. Right in front, Turcotte couldn't get all of it. Stevens takes it up the boards. Here's a 3-on-2 for the Capitals. Scott Stevens to the blue line. Poke check by Rochefort. Offside, Washington.
Well, you see this so many times in 4-on-4 hockey because one of the defensemen usually is up on the play, and if you can counterattack, you'll get a 3-on-2 yourself. Here at the other end, Erickson sends that centering pass in, and you see how it hits the skate of Stevens and gets away from Turcotte. Because the Rangers are deep, the Capitals able to come back with a 3-on-2 of their own, and once again, they are unable to make it work. This time, Scott Stevens loses control at the blue line. 21 seconds left to go in the Millette call, who is in the box now. He's gotten his medical repairs, and he is in the penalty box. Ogrodnik back on the New York Ranger bench. So when those 21 seconds expire, watch out, as the Ranger power play will be on for 3 full minutes.
Here's Hatcher trading it over now to Rod Langway. He sends it out to John Bruce. Bruce hit against the sideboards. The puck played to neutral ice. Langway rushes up to get it, noses out Gartner, and the puck comes back to the Washington line. Penalty's over. Millette's back on the ice. And now the Rangers start their 3-minute power play. Here's a lead pass up the right wing boards. That's picked off by John Bruce, and he ties it up right in front of the Washington bench. And neutralizes Bloomberg there, long enough for a faceoff, just outside the Washington blue line.
Troy Millette will head back to the Ranger bench. Terry Wilson comes out there with Gardner and Bernie Nichols. Patrick will work the right point. Darren Turcotte, who's got a blazing shot, will work the left. The blood on the uniform of Troy Millette.
And a bit of a cut on the chin, Al, but a nice abrasion across the lip. I don't know if the tooth was knocked out in that fight or if he'd already lost that. Kelly Miller leads it back inside New York ice. 2.5 minutes to go in the New York power play. Gartner sends it out to center. Here's a two-line pass that'll stop play.
Bernie Nichols almost in, but that two-line pass blows the play dead. You know, since Bernie Nichols has been a New York Ranger, this New York power play against the Capitals, 8 for 24. That includes the other night in the playoffs in Game 1. Now it's 8 for 25 because that first Ranger power play did not connect. But that is the value that Bernie Nichols has had on the New York power play, and he's been particularly effective. That power play unit has been effective against the Capitals since that deal. Nichols from L.A. for Tony Granato and Thomas Sandstrom.
2-1 score. Washington has the lead. 7.5 minutes to play here in the first period. Mike Forens with Al Koken and Jeff Rimmer here on WDCA TV 20. James Patrick rushes to center ice, dumps it into the corner. Gartner's over to pick it up. Slides it behind the goal to Nichols. Back to the point. Miller works it free, but it comes out of the zone now to center, and here's Ridley to grab it. Mike Ridley starts back shorthanded. Fires off the pads of James Patrick. It settles in behind the goal. Now Darren Turcotte hangs on with Ridley, and Ridley has covered the puck, and once again the Capitals have been very effective in disrupting the Ranger flow on the power play with frequent stoppages and play for faceoffs. Only 1:49 left now in the Alan May major penalty.
Mike Ridley needed to get off the ice. That's one of the other reasons he was happy to freeze the puck. Not only does it give a face-off in the Ranger end, but gets him off the ice for fresh legs, as he and Kelly Miller have been out there for about 1 minute and 11 seconds ever since that power play started. There's 1:49 left to go in the call to Alan May. Right now, John Druce and Tim Berglund work the forward positions with Rod Langway and Kevin Hatcher back on the points. Roger Nielsen has changed up. He has got that line of Mullen, Ogrodnik, and Kissio out there, with Randy Moeller, who has been a tremendous surprise to the Rangers in terms of his offensive production and working one of the points. Randy Moeller has had a point in all of the playoff games the Rangers have had so far, and this is a guy you think of strictly as a defensive defenseman, but he's had to fill in with the injury to Brian Leach.
Rangers bring it into the Washington zone, and cutting in is Bloomberg, a backhand shot, save Beaupre, and the rebound smothered. Rangers had the stick work going in there, trying to get it loose from Beaupre, but he would not give it up.
Well, here's another guy who has been asked to pick up his offensive responsibilities in the injury to Brian Leach. Bloomberg starts and goes end to end. He keeps looking up, and no one of the Capitals force him. That's one of the things I thought was a major factor the other night, is it seemed like they were allowing the New York Rangers much too much room through that neutral zone to come up and get into the zone. Normally the Caps defensive players on the penalty kill operation very aggressive in their penalty killing, but a number of times the other night the Ranger point men were able to just walk cleanly out of their zone, and I think it takes a lot out of the Capital penalty kill operation, and they give the Rangers that much room to skate.
Kevin Hatcher with the puck now from the draw and slaps it all the way down to take off more pressure. Down to 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining in the Alan May Fighting Major. 2-1. Capitals have the lead. Washington has the only power play goal in the game thus far. That's from John Druce. Ridley has scored for the Caps. Kissio for New York. Backhand shot. Stopped by Beaupre, and Langway plays it to the corner now for Kelly Miller. Miller hangs on. Kissio tries to work it free. Sends it up the boards. Now back into the corner again for Kissio, and it's played to the point, but gets away from Bloomberg and goes all the way down. Lines changing for Washington. Here's Ogrodnik across the blue line. Back to the point for Bloomberg. Keeps it in, but it's stolen by Druce. John Druce hustles ahead, gets hip check, still goes, and is bumped in the corner now by Bloomberg. Druce hangs on in the corner, and now here's Moeller to play it. Randy Moeller for New York. Only 20 seconds left in the Ranger power play. They're back inside the Washington zone. Wilson back to Nichols. Stolen, and the Capitals come out. And it's cleared all the way down by Stevens back to Ranger ice. Time running out in the power play. Alan May ready to come back on the ice. Patrick takes it behind the net. The Caps are at full strength. Here's May with the puck right now. Starts out a 3-on-1 break. Alan May ahead with Pavanka and Joyce. A shot, and it's wide of the goal from the stick of May. Back to the point. Kept inside the Ranger zone. And now Nichols has it along the sideboards and drops it back for Rochefort. Led ahead to center ice. Nichols across the line. Nichols turns to shoot. That's stolen. And Johansson leads it ahead to center for Joyce. Bob Joyce, right side pass. Pavanka across the Ranger line. And has it poked out of the zone to center. Chased back inside the Washington zone now by Steve Leach. Here's Leach. Hit against the sideboards. Moves it back to the New York line. Both teams at full strength, and the penalty boxes are empty with 4:15 to play here in the first period. Here's Johansson. A tie-up on the play. There's going to be interference called against Washington. Neil Sheehy argues the call with referee Dan Marinelli, but the Rangers will have a power play again.
Celebrate and save from economy through luxury during the Herb Gordon Auto World Spring Drive-Away Sale. Drive away great savings on an economical Nissan Sentra. Drive away and save in the roomy Dodge Spirit. Drive away and save in an exciting new Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. And don't miss the luxury and performance of the Mercedes-Benz 300E.
If you haven't seen Herb Gordon, you haven't seen Herb Gordon's Auto World.
The Spring Drive-Away Sale at Herb Gordon Auto World, one of the wonders of the world.
Well, the Capitals have done a terrific job of killing off that 3-minute major penalty, allowing the Rangers just one shot on goal during that entire 3-minute extra man opportunity. But now back again are the New York Rangers on the power play as Neil Sheehy gets a call at 15:55, and what Sheehy's arguing is that Millette held on to the stick. And when Sheehy knocked him down to the ice, why is he the only one getting the call? Well, it works to the advantage of the Rangers. Millette getting in there again and getting the Capital to take a penalty against them. Interference at 15:55.
You see Millette just reach in there and touch that area where there's no tooth? I bet he lost that tooth right during that fight with Alan May.
We know the other night when Ron Gresham got hit in the face, he lost 3 of his originals and 4 of his false ones. Ron Gresham lost 7 teeth altogether. 3 he'd had and 4 that he had put in.
That's a bad night. Puck cleared out of the zone by Miller to center. And taken back inside the New York zone. Power play hockey again for New York. Ridley chasing Patrick deeper into the Ranger zone. Here's Kissio with a puck. He throws it rink wide. James Patrick starts out. Moves it to center ice. It's booked across the line into the Washington zone. Picked up there by Hatcher. Hatcher turns to take more time and now sends it off the boards and all the way down back into the Ranger zone.
You see, that's why I think the Capitals are at their best penalty killing. Aggressive penalty killing in the Ranger zone by both Ridley and Miller, and that really fouled up the Ranger attack coming up ice and allowed Hatcher to pick off that pass.
Here's Stevens reaching for it. Now it's centered in front by Mullen, but right under the stick of Druce. And Druce pokes it out of the zone to center ice. Druce racing to the blue line. Crashes into Turcotte. Druce takes a spill, but gets the job done, pushing the puck back inside Ranger territory. 3 minutes to go in the first period. 51 seconds remaining in the Ranger power play. Here's Gartner dropping it off to Nichols. He centers it, and a shot blocked by Scott Stevens. He stopped Moeller's attempt. Now back off the corner boards for Kerry Wilson. Wilson throws it behind the goal to Nichols. Nichols setting it up for Gartner. Gartner back to Nichols. Nichols winds, fires, Beaupre the save. Gartner reaches for the puck and is knocked to the ice by Stevens. Here's Nichols winding, firing. That's blocked, and the puck lies underneath Bob Rouse. And Rouse has covered it again. There'll be a face-off coming, and Rouse may have been injured as he blocked the shot. It looked like Rouse took that one right in the face.
Or maybe a little bit lower than that. I thought maybe he got it in the midsection. Like Bob Rouse caught that heavy drive right as it was leaving the stick. Watch it again. The Capitals have sacrificed the body. There's that drive that comes in there. Now it gets worked back out on that scramble. Rouse doing the job of sending Kerry Wilson flying before he has an opportunity to pick up the puck. Now here comes the Nichols drive. Well, this is just another look at that same play. Good coverage by the Capitals in front. Then we see the shot blocked by Bob Rouse. That's maybe off that shoulder or the side. Bob Rouse, Scott Stevens doing a great job defensively on that penalty kill. 25 seconds left to go. This is a critical faceoff right now. And for it, Dale Hunter comes out to take this draw for the Capitals against Bernie Nichols.
Rouse looks fine.
Yeah. That is an awful tough job to have to do to get in front of those slap shots in the New York Rangers game.
Langway grabs the draw and leads it out to center ice now for Dale Hunter. Here's Hunter across the line. Taken over by Greshner of New York. Only 10 seconds left in the Ranger power play. Caps have done a great job in penalty killing here in the first period. Gartner arguing that his stick was being held by Hatcher. We get a whistle on the play. It's an icing call. It'll bring the face-off back to the Ranger zone.
Today's a special day for Amy. She's meeting a new friend at school.
Your school is #1.
And she's pretty excited about it.
So we've always supported education.
Amy and her classmates worked very hard for this day.
Okay, you ready?
By collecting blue register tapes, she helped her school earn their first free Apple computer from Giant Food.
Hi, Amy.
Today is special for Amy, because today she made a new friend.
2:10 left to go in the first period. Capitals on top of the Rangers 2-1. Washington has 5 seconds left to go on the Neil Sheehy penalty, but they've got a face-off in the Ranger end. And a chance to get something going here offensively before the period's up.
The draw comes back to Hatcher. His shot knocked down. Rochefort takes it. Penalty's over. Sheehy's back on the ice and races over to the Washington bench. He is replaced now by Bob Joyce. Here's Jansen chipping it toward the Capitals' goal. Beaupre leads it aside, and Johansson sends it up the boards to the point. Kept in by Rochefort. His drive sticked away now by Beaupre. A lot ahead for Pavanka. Pavanka out of the zone. Up to center ice for Johansson. Calle Johansson dumps it back into the Washington end, and it's played in behind the goal. In the corner is Rochefort. Leads it up the boards. Back on the attack comes Eriksson. John Eriksson pinned on the play by Hatcher. Pavanka back to the point. Kept in. And Joyce steals once more with 1:15 to play here in the period. Out to center. Right side pass by Johansson. Over to Cicerelli. He fires. Stick into the corner. Broughton hangs on, but Hunter tries to work it free. It comes back to center ice, and Stevens fires it right back into the Rangers zone. We're into the final minute of play in the period. Here's Lindy Ruff. Out to center. It goes too far. And all the way back into the Washington end. Scott Stevens is back to take it. Stevens goes left side. Out to Hunter. Dale Hunter to the blue line. Back into the Ranger zone. Played behind the net. And up the boards it comes. The Rangers come out. And at the Washington blue line, a drop pass there for Moeller. Cleared rink wide. Right over to Bob Rouse. Rouse sends it up the right wing boards to Leach. Now back to center ice. Only 15 seconds to go in the period. The Rangers dump it in. The puck cleared by Leach out of the zone to center and off Hunter's stick back to the Ranger end. The seconds tick off as we finish out tonight's first period, and the Capitals leading the Rangers 2-1 on goals by Mike Ridley and John Druce. Kelly Kissio with the lone Ranger score. Shots on goal in the first period. New York 12, Washington 8. More hockey coverage coming your way here in the Stanley Cup Patrick Division Finals after these messages on WDCA TV 20.